It was his slurred, mumbling delivery that highlighted his rejection of classical dramatic training. Marlon Brando, one of the great actors of his generation, changed modern acting by popularizing the method, a technique that emphasized emotional truth and naturalistic style. Brando's true and passionate performances garnered popular acclaim, and critics agreed about his acting brilliance. Marlon Brando was born 1924 in Nebraska, USA, and gained stardom on Broadway in 1947 as the brute Stanley Kowalski in Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire. It was his greatest stage role, and soon after, Hollywood beckoned. Brando made his motion picture debut in 1950 in The Men, and went on to play Kowalski in the 1951 film version of A Streetcar Named Desire, a popular and critical success that earned 4 Academy Awards. In 1954's The Wild One, Brando played a motorcycle gang leader in all his leather-jacketed glory. Next came his Academy Award-winning On the Waterfront, a hard-hitting look at New York City labor unions. Marlon Brando's early performance style really revolutionized and transformed the art of screen acting. But during the 1960s, his career started nosediving. Brando was reborn in 1972 with his depiction of mafia chieftain Don Corleone in The Godfather, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. The role earned him an Oscar, but Brando famously refused his Academy Award for Best Actor as a protest of Hollywood's treatment of Native Americans. Coppola's casting of Brando for The Godfather was unpopular with studio executives at Paramount Pictures, citing the difficulties Brando had on recent film sets. But Brando was brilliant, and the American Gangster movie was critically and commercially successful. It has been selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry. The Godfather is ranked as one of the greatest films in American cinematic history.
Here was a man that you know from your memory, you know from your fondness of his films, and you know from kind of like the flashes of what was the headlines or things or the controversies. But you didn't really understand what motivated him, what drove him, and most importantly, the positive impact that he had on the world.
From 1955 to 58, movie exhibitors voted him one of the top 10 box office draws in the nation. But even when his career hit a slump, Brando refused to play by the rules of the Hollywood game, openly expressing his loathing for the film industry.
Brando was always the great actor, but at that time in his career, he was box office poison. He wasn't a bankable movie star. As a matter of fact, he'd run through a whole series of movies that didn't do business, that were failures, and he was just doing it for the money because he wanted to maintain his lifestyle. And then came along a picture that all of a sudden rekindled the spark.
Marlon Brando died aged 80 in 2004. Unfortunately, towards the end of his life, publicity about his weight gain and family problems eclipsed the importance of Marlon Brando's contribution to the film industry.
I go to movies all the time, and I just respect him for all of his longevity.
I thought he was very believable in the roles that he played. I could see him as a big-time mafia guy that had a lot of power.
He wanted to do the thing his own way. I think that you could see that.
Well, he was a great actor. He a serious actor, and there were many films that were classic.
Marlon Brando was quite simply one of the most celebrated and influential stars of stage and screen.